The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, look like some sideways action. You know, they look like Christmas tree lights over there, a little bit of green, a little bit of red, sprinkled all about, letting us know the holiday spirits are coming up, right? But, I mean, we're not in it for the price. And by this point, we've kind of all learned our lesson about the price, right? You know, not to keep watching it. We're here for the long-term values. We're starting to see good projects gain a little more than other projects. People have been calling out for the death of Ethereum, and look at how that turned on them. You know, I think it was a good 2 weeks solid that we were hearing about how they were going to die off. Now we got Data Dash out there making predictions of Bitcoin, or I mean, Ethereum possibly being $280 to $300. You know, whether or not a Bitcoin takes any dive soon, he said, but still quite the prediction for, you know, Ethereum. And you know what else is great today? Is we got Samantha hanging out in the chat.
Hi, everyone.
As always, we're going to be doing one of our live Q&A sessions. It's an Ask Me Anything. So go ahead, pile up your questions in the chat. Let me know what you got going on. Ask me what you want. I got a few talking points here, you know, just some of the news, as always, just to get the ball rolling. As always, I have all types of tools, links, affiliation codes listed down below. If you're new to this cryptocurrency market, you got to hit me up on my email. It's a free help desk. It can help, you know, teach you or show you whatever you need to get going here in the markets, from, you know, wallets to hardware wallets to possibly getting on an exchange if you're looking to diversify into a few of these other altcoins. So, hey, Samantha, would you mind pulling up one of the coin market cap over there so we can go ahead and take a look at this price together and see what we got going on? I think last I seen we were over the $200 billion mark. That's a big plus right there, continuing to find some support at that level. You know, it gets a little scary when it gets below there. It lets us know that we could maybe see some of those low numbers in Bitcoin that people call out for. Oh, you got that screen share up?
I did, and it's refreshed.
That's awesome, Samantha. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, as you can see, we're continuing to add coins to the coin market cap at 1,960 coins. BTC dominance coming in at 55.5%. And we got Bitcoin at $6,540. That's some sideways action with only a 0.17% gain. All right, well, we got Ethereum, as we said, continuing to make some movements on the other side of $200 now, starting to rally towards that 250 mark. Will we see that 280, according to Data Dash? $222, that's up 3.59%. I mean, considering look at the chart there. I mean, you can see the drop and then the increase in price. I mean, that is quite impressive there. We got Ripple coming in at 28 cents. That's some gaining. I mean, they still got to get back up there to 30 cents to not be down in the hole so much as far as I'm concerned. We got Bitcoin Cash coming in at $448. That's a little bit of a hit there at 1.29%. We got EOS. Hey, look at there. They're getting close to that 550 as we were talking about yesterday. $5.40. That's a 1.5% gain. Let's see what else we got here. We got Stellars coming in at 20 cents. That's a small gain right there, up about 0.22%. Litecoin, $56.74. That's down almost a full percent at 0.89. We got the Litecoin Summit going on, Samantha, right now.
Cool.
So, I mean, maybe we'll get some good stuff going on the backside of the summit here. I think I caught a little bit of a cast earlier where they had they were talking about mass adoption with YouTubers. They had like Crypto Love and Ken Bozak and Crypto Bloods on there.
Oh, well, I know 2 out of the 3.
Oh, there was some other people on the panel. I'm not sure exactly who they all were. It wasn't a great YouTube video of it. They didn't have it labeled or anything like that. All right, let's see. Let's get down here and see what we're looking at Steam. And then we'll check out the Steam back dollar and see what that can give us as a metrics for the market. And there we go, 73 cents. That's a 1.2% gain. Not too bad. Like I keep saying, social media, I mean, it is way better to be on a social media that's going to give you a cryptocurrency than posting this stuff on Facebook for free. Even though I have been enjoying Twitter lately, I've been enjoying that everyone's been coming over there and following me and hitting me up on there as a way to ask me questions. It's a big plus. It's very easy to communicate on it. I never really used Twitter up until I got this channel going, so... All right, there we go. Steam back dollar coming in 97 cents. Pretty much sideways action there at down 0.03%. All right. as I got to keep doing every single episode so that we can dollar cost average our way into the Electric Daisy Carnival in Orlando at Tinker Field. It's going to be November 9th and 10th. We're looking to raise $600 so that we can go pass out flyers there. I mean, what do you think, Samantha? We should be able to make it. I think cryptocurrency is going to pick up here in a little bit, hopefully. That'll help bring the price up. I mean, I got lots of pledges so far. The dollar cost averaging amount has been going nicely, and I think we're still looking at 43 days. I got a nice flyer here that we went and made up. You can find it on my Twitter. I thought this was kind of cool when I did some out-of-the-box thinking, and I embedded some QR codes here, and it's not just, you know, what a lot of people would call propaganda about Bitcoin, where you're talking about the price and, you know, don't be part of the government. It's actually tools to help them, you know, find their own part of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is very complex. And there's certain parts for certain people, you know, that bring you in. Some people come in for the money. Some people come in for the revolutionary. Some people come in for the sound money ideal and the gold type standards.
Like the privacy, like, yes, everybody has something.
So I got Wikipedia here as a non-biased link. We got YouTube, and where that's going directly to Andreas Antonopoulos. I mean, I can't think of anybody better to hear my first words about Bitcoin. We got the Samurai wallet out there, not only providing protection, but also security with their up-and-coming... Oh, I always forget the name of this one.
Wasabi.
No, that's a different wallet. It's Stonewall, or I think it's called. It's about making extra hops in the chain so that it's harder to do chain analysis on it. And of course, Coinbase, very controversial, but I mean, it's the easiest way to go ahead and buy some Bitcoin with your debit card. All right, let's go ahead and turn this off, and let's pull up the screen share here for Samantha. And let's pop out the chat and see if we got anybody hanging out with us here tonight. Oh, what's wrong, Samantha? What? I
couldn't get it to move. Okay, it's moving now. Sorry.
Computer sometimes lags up over there. Man, I'm glad it's getting to be near the fall time. What about you, Samantha?
Yeah, it's not quite as hot.
I'm tired of some of these hot summers. It's been a hot one. It's love bug season now, though. So what do we got going on over there? Is there anybody in the chat, Samantha?
We have Tech Lords, Nomadic Giant, Paul Rouleau. We have John. Oh, he says it's his birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
And the Potheads Crypto.
Nice, nice. I'm glad you guys could join me out here for, you know, the Q&A, the news, the casual weekend episode, as I like to think of it. All right. So I guess go ahead, pile up anything you want to talk about in the chat. You know, while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get a little bit of the news going here, see if we can't roll out with this. All right, let's see. What do we got going on? Well, I thought some of the big news is that, you know, the Gemini dollar here, I know everyone else is talking about it. That, you know, it's also the Paxil one is also coming out because they both got the New York approval. So they're both going to be, I don't know, regulated so you can see what's actually happening, make sure that they're secure and they got those dollars in the bank behind them. We've seen an article coming out today pretty much letting us know, which should have been obvious, I would think, is that they're capable of, you know, freezing the account and, you know, drawing them back. I mean, of course, with any kind of centralized currency or whatever like that, they're not going to let, you know, if you got hacked, you know what I mean, Samantha, if you got hacked and you had $5 million or something worth of this Gemini dollar and they took it from your wallet, you know, they don't want to allow stuff like that to have happen. They're not looking to create a decentralized currency. They're looking to maybe drum up some business for themselves, because one of the side effects of this Gemini dollar is that in order to actually get a real dollar bill, you can only cash it out through the Gemini exchange. So ultimately, if you're going to be using this Gemini dollar, which people are talking about being the biggest stable currency once the ball gets rolling here, you know, you're going to have an account of Gemini, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're not looking to go back into dollars or you're using other avenues to be able to exit from cryptocurrency and back into the fiat gateway, We're also seeing that the Gemini dollar, they're going ahead and continuing to make news. They're pairing with another exchange. This is their official exchange. It's called BitBox or Bibox, B-I-B-O-X.
Yeah, Bibox.
Bibox. Mosquitoes are out here tonight.
Yeah, that's the only downside to it not being so hot.
I know, but when we come out here at the evening time, it's like just the right time for all the bugs to start coming out and attacking us as we go to sit down and do these shows. So I don't know. What do you think, Samantha? Do you think we really need these stable coins?
Yes and no.
I mean, it's definitely something more for traders and credited investors. I mean, except they're looking for stabilization in this. And part of this is that, I mean, it is such early days here in cryptocurrency that stabilization, it can't happen yet. It can't happen until we have a majority of the world using, I mean, fiat's never really going to go away, or at least it's not going to go away in my lifetime. I would assume that you pretty much, it's going to be a mixture. You know, you're going to have your cryptocurrencies that are used for the internet and as speculative assets. And then you're going to have your fiat cashes. And it's just hopefully it's going to become more of a balance where cryptocurrencies and fiat cash are equal to each other. We're seeing some fiat cash that doesn't, you know, really have the value that we give it today, kind of like the US dollar coming back down to a more realistic, you know, approach. I think it was, what was it? Eugene was trying to tell me today about the new iPhone and about how it's $1,100 for the new iPhone.
Yes.
And instantly when he said this, it was like my first thoughts were not that, wow, this phone's really expensive and worth a lot. It was like, wow, look at how much the American dollar has dropped. Because a brand new iPhone is a brand new iPhone. So, I mean, it's always $600, $700, maybe $800 tops for the brand new iPhone. So why is it now $1,100? Well, I mean, it's still a brand new iPhone. As far as I could tell, it's just because the American dollar is worth less, or worth less to them.
Oh, he also said like the snazzier one of the newest one was closer to 15. It was 14 something.
Look right on the camera. Could you tell that I just did that?
I don't know because that's where the chat part is.
All right.
Probably, but whatever. Bug massacring. Sorry. Okay, so John says that he wants a birthday chicken. And Bitcoin.
The chickens have been getting slim around here. I think we're down to 3 now. We're just down to 3 chickens.
Yes.
The roosters had to go, and they had accidentally taken out the 2 other of the chickens. So
yes,
now we're down to just 3 hens.
They were not very nice, and there was too many of them. So it happened. Bitcoin Daily News is here. Says, what's going on, Eugene?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming out here. I caught part of your stream earlier where you were talking about today or yesterday was Mexican Independence Day. So that's great for them.
Nice.
Their holiday. He was talking about differences in what actually happened from U.S. history. I didn't quite catch all of it.
And we have the Potheads Crypto saying Gemini is good for mass adoption. It is.
It is. I mean, it's going to be I don't know. Everything's always a matter of gray. Nothing's easy. You know, there's no white and there's no black. Everything's going to kind of mix together. There's going to be this whole overlay period of time. It's just that we know that we have to make some changes with the way money is and who has the power. And it's just that now we have an option. And now that we have this option, this is, I mean, just like I'm saying that we want to get out here to EDC, is that everybody has to do their part. The way mass adoption is going to happen is by everyone getting on there and talking about Bitcoin. And there is something great about Bitcoin for everybody, you know, and it's just, there are so many amazing, you know, facets to it that there can't not be something there for you. You know what I mean? You just have to actually see it and start to understand it. And then the more you understand it, the more you'll want to get into it. And the fact that it's easy, that you can just step away from the American dollar into it without, you know, having to leave the country or go underground or start, you know, fighting or revolutionizing or protesting or terrorism or anything crazy. All you got to do is just move your value. And then, I mean, if you are smart enough to realize that there's long-term potential in it and hold it all the way through, you're going to be rewarded, because the entire world is going to adopt this. And even if it is still to trade it out for fiat, the fiat amount will be more, or it'll just be more of a state where you can actually just purchase things with your cryptocurrency and get them shipped to your house or buy them in the market.
I can't wait for that day.
I mean, it sounds like a great day. I just don't really want to have the bad back that's going to go along with it, and the sore knee, and the gray hair, and the hearing aid. I mean, I hope medical can come up and keep up with it all so that I'm not, I mean, I wish I could feel the way that I feel now on the top of my game and, you know, in good physical health, and it be then. You know what I mean? I wish I was born in a time that was later than now. And maybe that's a little bit of what happened to the price, is that people seeing a glimpse of the future in cryptocurrencies, and they kind of just, you know, wide-eyed about it, hoping, dreaming, wanting to help, you know, spend money to make it happen. And that's not really how the future is going to get built. It's going to get built on, you know, hard work, personal responsibility.
We have Benton saying stable coins are for traders. That's why he just holds them.
Yeah. I mean, at least this is a better stable coin where it's going to be an ERC20 and that you could actually take it off of an exchange and put it in, you know, all these wallets that are being developed by different people. Speaking of wallets, the next one that we got, I mean, I thought this one was kind of not getting as much play as it maybe it should have gotten, is that Bitsy wallet. They're a subsidiary company of Overstock. They're going to have some full integration of this wallet into their website to be able to not only buy and sell and purchase things with Bitcoin, but they're expecting this to happen in Q1 and Q2, and they're talking about this wallet being, you know, amazing, knock your socks off, like you keep hearing about all of these wallets. Talking about some biometric security where they can scan your finger or scan your face. They're talking about that they have a special key recovery mechanism that they're putting a patent on right now, and this is going to allow for cryptocurrency to stop being lost. You know, even if you lost your keys or you lost your whatever, that there's going to be a way for you to be able to recover this, like an ultimate recovery. I mean, I don't know, because they just said, you know, that it's a key recovery mechanism and patent pending. So they didn't give the details, but they're talking about this being some next gen tech in order to recover your private keys. I don't know. I mean, that has always been one of the problems. That's why we talk about that there are millions of Bitcoins that are lost out there because people, you know, didn't keep the faith or whatever and lost their computers and lost their keys and threw computers away when they got uninterested in Bitcoin.
So. Yes. yes. We have Andy Anderson here. We have, well, Bitcoin Daily News says, give him Charlie Lee's chicken for John needs a chicken for his birthday. We have the Potheads Crypto saying our future is bright, my friends. And it is.
It is. And I mean, the price right now doesn't reflect it. And that's absolutely fine, because it allows us to continue collecting these cryptocurrencies. It makes it harder if you're living in cryptocurrencies. You know what I mean? But if you're still one of those people that's out there working a job and getting the 9 to 5, nothing's changed. You know, you're just, you know, you're learning to take shortcuts, cut back on your lifestyle, purchase more of this cryptocurrency. I mean, that's the lessons to be learned right now, right? I mean, that's what we've been doing. That's how we've been going about it, is, you know, I did take a little bit of break. I did try to, you know, work on my own a little bit. I was working on the channel. I mean, it was nice. And, you know, cryptocurrency wasn't doing all it was supposed to. I went and I got back out there and everything. Samantha's out there. She's been out there as always. And it's that you cut the corners. You continue to buy cryptocurrency on the dips. You know, you hold long term and you realize that your future is going to be different for it. And, you know, I keep always saying that you want to get double the amount that you want in the end, because there are going to be bubbles. There are going to be upswings, you know, and you want to be able to cash out, because that'll help making the time pushy between now and then. You know, the next bubble, don't you want to be able to at least get the car paid off or get the house paid off or have the money to take the extra vacation? You know, some people say that they're insulted by selling. No, we got to move the stuff around too. You just got to get yourself good equilibrium, you know, in fiat and in cryptocurrency. I try to buy stuff in cryptocurrency at least once a month if I can, just to help, keep it going out there, do my part. I'm trying to dollar cost average it. I'm not buying it weekly anymore, but I get it when I can.
Crypto Daddy says, Eugene, it's too hot outside. It is not that bad
no, the
right now.
temperature's dropping now. These love bugs, though, man, I'm sure they're bad over your way, too.
We have Jim saying excited about the Tezos mainnet
Tezos
launch.
mainnet launches on Monday. I mean, we've been seeing quite the pump today because of that. All right, let's see what else we got going on here with the news. We got EOS, of course. They can't seem to stay out of the news. It's always for the good or for the bad. We're looking at a hack, though, is coming out of EOS Bet. They got about $600,000 worth of EOS in 36 hours. So either they've got that winning streak that my brother Mike has always been hoping for, or there was some sort of backdoor in the contract. Someone's doing some hacking. Someone's, stealing. But this keeps happening. So now they're starting to concern and be wondering about whether or not there's a common backdoor in these smart contracts that it's allowing them to be able to get into these dApps. It's just I haven't heard of any big hacks, and I don't know if it's just because these dApps are smaller and the liquidity and the amount isn't there to be taking millions. You know what I mean? Like I haven't heard of any, $30 million EOS hack. Yeah. It's always been in the high 100,000s,
I don't know. I hate how every time it's some weird exchange or some weird ICO or some weird dApp or some weird something I've never really heard of.
Well, it's been happening on the betting platforms over there.
The
gambling.
Yes, the EOS Bet, whatever. Yeah.
I think that's the second time with EOS Bet, and then there was another Bet1IO or something. I don't remember. I don't gamble, so they're not something I use. I just read it in the news.
I do think I remember that one though, the Bet.io thing. Yeah. We have John. He says he got into crypto because it is better, bigger, brighter for all of us.
It is. I mean, it's the people's money. I mean, it's what's going to be able to set the working man free, because it's not going to be the situation of, you go to work and you work hard and you earn your paycheck, and then if there is any little bit left over, it's not really worth saving. You don't actually get anywhere with it. Everyone seems to live in this form of credited debt, and you have to get permissions from the bank in order to be able to get loans, where they just create a negative account to let you buy this house that you're going to spend the rest of your life paying off. Where, I mean, I know personally, I mean, I'm pretty handy. I've had all kinds of construction jobs. I could probably build a house in less than the 30 years it would take me to pay one off. And I could probably build it by myself for, a fraction of the cost. So I don't even see what the point in that would be. I mean, you would be better off slowly, building yourself a house and renting in the meantime. I don't know. These things are always complicated to figure out, because everyone just does what they're told. That's why everyone goes to college, and, you get this giant debt that you can never seem to pay off.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, we know all about that one.
Yeah, they took my taxes for 5 years straight or something. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it.
So what do we got going on in the chat? Anybody got any questions?
We have Andy Anderson saying that he destroyed his old computer that he had got his paper wallets from. It was old. Yeah. And then Jim says patience, belief, and everyone should be an active advocate. That is true.
I mean, it's that you got to tell everyone about Bitcoin. You just don't tell them how many Bitcoin you have.
Yes. Just talk about it. Yes. And
just talk about how it's, bettered your life. I mean, that's usually what I find works the best, is even if I can't find exactly what the key part of Bitcoin is that's going to inspire that person, I can at least just say, Bitcoin's done great things for me. I've been in the space a long time now. At first, it was hard to kind of get my head around all of it, but it just seemed like the more I kept at it, the more I understood, the more I profited from it. And the more I profited, the better it taught me money management skills. And with the improved money management skills, I was able to, stop renting and start working towards owning and, getting away from the city and doing things different, more my own way.
Okay, we have Swingle, Jason. Buyer's
Names you can't
market
pronounce.
right now. It's like, yeah, jingle, but with an SW. Okay, so he says it's a buyer's market right now. Andy
I mean,
Anderson.
if you're using the Steenbeck dollar as a metrics, I mean, it is another one of those ones that does seem to work for some reason. I mean, when it was saying that the Steenbeck dollar was like $15 and $20, it was definitely like sell, sell, sell everything at the exchange as quick as possible. And with it being around the dollar mark, I mean, I've been feeling the sentiment that if you're going to be buying altcoins and you are looking to hold and you are looking to make money that way, that it's been like this for a little while, where you should probably be trying to find the right spots to pick up the certain altcoins that you have, belief in that you think is going to make money. I found that I want to pull back. That little dip in Ethereum, it got me thinking about how I really don't want to be holding all that much Ethereum, how I was actually just holding Ethereum because I felt like I was missing out on some of it. And that, what's holding 20% in Ethereum doing? Well, when it tanked like that, it felt like, oh man, I really should have been in Bitcoin. Why am I not doing what I originally had set out to do? You can't keep, changing your plans in the middle. You set a goal in the beginning and you got to stick with it all the way through. So, I mean, I definitely, have been trying to get back towards Bitcoin and why I'm in Bitcoin and trying to get ready to start understanding the next level, like the Lightning and Dandelion and like you were mentioning earlier, the Wasabi wallet, because I was been continuously reading on new developments, and that was one of them that I was pointing out to you the other night. And I mean, when you just start digging into cryptocurrency that way, it's hard not to feel passionate and see where this is going to be evolving and how these things that are happening with these altcoins and the trading and the arguing and the team camaraderie stuff that people are starting to say is happening, like with football teams, like that kind of stuff, isn't that really helping the cryptocurrency space? It seems like people that are kind of stuck in one spot and not realizing that cryptocurrency is progressing into the future, and Bitcoin, of course, is always leading the way.
Andy Anderson says, you're my kind of Bitcoin. Oh, you're my kind of Bitcoin guy, Eugene. And Crypto Daddy says college is a scam. It is. Jim says, any idea what Ripple settled with R3 for?
People say, hold on, read that one on one side. People say that a lot that about college, and it's not that easy, because college is a scam if you go for longer than you should. But what I found is that I did not like high school. High school was horrible. There was a bunch of people there that, bullied and picked on me and stuff like that. But, it was just that people were forced to be there. And when I went to college, I was there because I chose to be there, and everyone else was there because they chose to be there. So the bonds I made with people were better, and the amount of education I could receive was better. It's just the amount of money that it costs to receive that education, and the fact that people, what I mean? It doesn't need to be like so many prerequisites and everything in order. You don't have to go for 6 years in order to get a master's and all of these other things that can be done in less time and not cost you $100,000. All right. What was your question about Ripple?
Jim asked, any idea what Ripple settled with R3 for? I think the contract was $1 billion XRP at a sub-penny price. XRP is the crypto antichrist.
I didn't hear what they had settled for. As far as Ripple news lately, what did I hear? That they had come out with, they had the release of Lib. It was 1.01. It was a new way to look at the ledger, to look at the blockchain and everything. I had heard that Data Dash was saying that they were in a no trade zone, I think, earlier today. There was the SBI, is a Japanese company, and they're making a special Ripple wallet that's going to be for Japanese customers, and it's going to allow them to be able to do like banking stuff, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like send, transfer, look at your account, all of that good stuff, and like from bank to bank as well.
Okay, we have John says, my Malibu housemate's computer crashed and lost 300 Bitcoins. But at the time, they were only $12 each. But now he's bummed. Of course. Like, oh. And that's almost jump off the ledge kind of crap. Like, wow.
I mean, it now, with cryptocurrency, hindsight is always 2020. I mean, everyone likes to kick themselves a little bit when they think about the stocks they bought for a half a Bitcoin back in the day and this and that. As you like to talk about the jet ski. I mean, that's why the key recovery thing it's going to slowly become a bigger deal as we start to move into mass adoption and we start to get the dun-to-duns, the people that are mouth breathers, the people that are always on customer support, the people who answer the Prince Nigerian emails. Society caters to these kinds of people, with all the warning labels and the able to sue and the coffee's too hot at McDonald's kind of stuff. So cryptocurrency is going to have to cater them a little bit too. I mean, otherwise, it's going to be a chink in the chain. It's going to be something that holds back adoption from some people. So we're going to need to come around this. This is why that Bitsy wallet thing about the recovery mechanism is supposed to be some slightly big news.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, part of all of this is personal responsibility, and that you have to be accountable for having the money and that we don't work on this debt-based system. So, I mean, the same people that I'm talking about are the same people that, ring up a whole bunch of credit card debt and then are able to file bankruptcy and continue along. So these are the same as people that we want to be penalizing in the new system.
Swingle Jason says we're early adopters, but we did our best by pushing the market up as private individuals. Now we have to wait for bank money to push the market up. I'm assuming but yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but that's where it gets like, yes, do we want banks? Not really. Do we have to have them?
I mean,
kind of.
This is why I keep trying to think of it a little differently. Everyone keeps talking about this direction or that direction. And that's why I keep trying to think of, every time you draw Bitcoin, you draw it as a circle, and it's expanding at 360 degrees. It's expanding into the new financial markets. It's expanding into privacy. It is expanding into banking the unbanked in Africa and Venezuela and all of these other places. It's not just a lateral movement in one direction or another. It is a 360 growth slowly in all directions, covering all of these different, and it's just that you hear news, you get triggered to look over in this direction and you focus on this, but it's still developing and progressing in this direction as well.
Crypto Daddy asks, is that coffee hot? Oh my God, you are killing me, Eugene. It is. He does not really like cold coffee.
No, I don't like cold coffee.
And Jim says it must be Irish coffee. It is not.
It is not.
He also doesn't like to drink.
Drink very often. You were asking about doing a bonfire and beer episode tonight, and I didn't feel like trying to make a bonfire or go cut down any trees or anything like that. I mean, we got the big wood cutting coming in the fall here because I like to have a lot of wood on hand. So we'll be doing that at maybe, the end of October.
Yeah, our wood wall's looking a little pathetic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been there for a while. We've been using it quite a bit.
Yeah, that was our kid's go-to when we started fires. He was just like, oh, let me just go grab this giant log over here. It's already cut. Crypto Daddy says it's 93 in the shade there. And that Jim says it's 91 in Pensacola. It is, I think, 90 here.
I don't know.
I know.
Look at your phone.
I know inside the house on the little birds or whatever that have the digital thermometer, it says 95, and we don't have a heat lamp on them at the moment, so it's somewhere in there, but it's off by a couple degrees. So
I know, that's why I said I'm grateful that the fall is coming. I can't wait for some nice cool weather. It'll be a nice change of pace. I'm tired of working in the hot days lately and stuff like that. Woo. It is a sweater out there.
Jim says Tim Cook went to college, took the courses he thought he would need or would help him, started Apple in a garage, no sheepskin. He did it the right way. Yeah. You can. I mean, you can. You can go to college.
It's motivation, because it's like the same thing. Well, I mean, me and Samantha, we went to school at the same time, even though we were a little older. And we knew a lot of the same people. And you would see some people that were there and really wanted to be there. They were striving for an education. They were definitely looking at progressing to the next layer or level of schooling. And then you looked at some of them where they were kind of just going because they were told they were supposed to by their parents, and they had just gotten out of high school, and they kind of just wanted to hang out, but they were there because they wanted to be there. So like, you know, they had a cheerful disposition about the situation. You know, it wasn't like the public school system was. So
yeah, those are the people that just hung out, like out in the campus all the time. It just magically never went to class. Crypto Daddy says ease of use is essential. Crypto is not easy.
That's true. I think that it's just it becomes a lot of people, when I talk to them, the first initial reaction is that they say that it's too overwhelming when they go to try to figure it out. There's no simple breakdown or one direction that you can point them into where they can go and read and understand, and it's broken down, you know, simply for them. It seems like whenever I go to talk to somebody about cryptocurrency, they've already heard some information, they've already heard some misinformation. They start to say, what is this other, like Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum or Ripple, because they've heard of these other cryptocurrency. And then when you say that, yes, there are other ones, but they are there for different purposes, they have different code, they're not linked together. You know, you should understand this one first because this was the original, and then maybe you should expand your knowledge into, you know, the offshoots and the alternative, you know, internet money is the term I usually like to use with people, because they get that better. Because you start saying cryptocurrencies and they start asking where this word crypto comes from. And I mean, I usually break it down. A lot of people I come across aren't into computers in any way, like more in the daily life setting, like Samantha's friends or the people that I come across through the business I do and everything. You know,
they're just like, why doesn't my phone or my laptop work? Like, they don't have any. They're just like,
the ones that are like handing me their smartphone saying that, you know, they can't get the Wi-Fi router to work and they want to know if I could fix it. So, and it's like, well, it's not your phone. You just have to go press reset on your router because it's not really working right.
I know most of the time it's not anything like open it up and mechanically do anything at all. All right, so we have Swiggle Jason saying it is 74 in New York. That is awesome. Nomadic Giant says it's 69 here in San Cristobal. Oh, that's nice from like Mexico-ness. Like, yeah. He also agrees with Jim that he took programming and database courses just to learn, no degree, but that he was agreeing with how Jim said Tim Cook went and just did it like bam, bam. I don't know. I mean, you can do it. And yes, it is that perspective.
Yeah, it's motivation, you know.
Oh, Nomadic Giant says now they have online courses for that. Yeah, like that Coursera. Like that thing is awesome.
Seemed like that one's, because I was, you know, my son's getting right there. He's a junior this year, and he's getting ready to start thinking about, you know, that next level and what's he going to do. And of course, I made it very clear that you're not just going to continue playing video games and sleeping all day living in my house, that either A, you're going to go to school, or B, you're going to go get a job. So of course he's like, well, I'm going to go to school. And it's like, well, what is your plans for going to school? Be like, you know, I'm not super rich or nothing, so you're not going to some major college or whatever. I don't have that kind of cash. You know, now is your junior year. Now is the time to start planning these things. And I tried to start, you know, being like, there are alternatives. You could work, you know, part-time and then look at taking these online courses and stacking certificates. And that way you could eliminate the, you know, the classes that you don't necessarily need, and you could go into a field quicker, or you could start looking at vocational programs, because I knew a lot of people that had done those for welding and diesel mechanics and marine mechanics and things like that. And, you know, it worked out really well for them. They were able to finish up their schooling and projects or whatever within a year and go step into a job that was paying, you know, what it took me just going into the field and working to, you know, a year or 2 or 3 to get up to, you know. So, I mean, some education is always better than no education. It's just finding the right kind of education to help you with what you need in your life.
Paul Rouleau says, you know you're in it deep when you look at the temperature and start converting it into Satoshis. And Nomadic Giant says, good one. And apparently it is 7,000 feet where he's at, so it's always cool. That makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah, right? You're on a freaking mountain.
That's crazy. I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, wow. Well, we're at ocean level here.
Yeah, right. So. We're at the bare minimum. I know. Florida is very flat.
not over there where we just were in Zephyr Hills. I've never seen so many hills in Florida.
Yeah, but they were like funky little baby hills. But yes.
So where are we at on time?
7:41. We have Jem saying, any feelings about more, oh Lord, environmentally friendly coins like Cardano versus Bitcoin mining, proof of work?
I mean, I think that the way that Bitcoin mines, the proof of work situation, a lot of people keep coming back to, the power consumption. I think there was a debunking of this earlier in a news article talking about that mining gold costs more electricity and oil than the mining of crypto or Bitcoin. I think it's a constant ongoing struggle with power, and how it's going to be created and the world's consumption of it. I mean, as we move into the future, everything's going to need more and more power. So the fact that Bitcoin needs a massive amount of power, it doesn't really stick out as a sore thumb as one of the problems that's going to be a chink in the chain of adoption. I mean, it's just one of the standard problems that we need to figure out altogether. I mean, we want to put people in space. We want space stations. We want, 300-mile-an-hour trains, traveling commuter trips, so people can do it super fast. This isn't going to happen on oil and the way that things are. We need electric cars, you know what I mean? We need electric motors. So how is this power going to be created? We can't have a ton of nuclear. We need renewable sources of energy. And I think that when we solve this problem, it'll also help solve the Bitcoin energy consumption problem. And I think the whole world's energy consumption of electricity problem is a lot bigger than just looking at Bitcoin alone. And I don't think that it's the biggest burden on the back of the world for the electricity consumption.
Yeah, right. Like Bitcoin is not what's like.
Yeah, it's not the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to the world needing electricity. I think that there's a lot bigger issues when it comes to start focusing in on when it comes to the electricity needs. I think it's just a stack of hay when you're looking at the whole bale.
So Crypto Daddy asks, ever seen a skunk ape there? Florida Bigfoot. Jim says, behind him, to the left, look out.
No, you smell it first.
They're supposed to be horrible, gigantic, ugly things, but no, just some bears.
When we were going to school, we used to go camping out over on the St. Johns River, and that's full of alligators over there. We used to have a friend who used to talk about skunk ape all the time. Remember, Paul used to talk about them all the time.
It was like the horrible summer camp like story typeness of my uncle's best friend, and it's like, wow. But on like the 20th person that's seen a, skunk ape, it makes you start going, I mean, I don't know.
It'd be crazy. Stranger things have happened, right? unfound civilization.
Hey, at least we're recording.
I seen an albino squirrel yesterday, so I mean, flukes do happen.
Okay, so Paul Rouleau says, I have at least a dozen coins stacking right now. Love those dividends.
I heard somebody I think it was that Vincent Viatori, the guy that you like his name. I think he was talking about an XC something coin getting a master node and making $40 a day. And it was only a $3,500 investment to get the 50,000 coins needed. And I was thinking that I had to look a little more into that. That sounded like a good.
That's kind of cool.
And that, the coins are going to be buying up fast so that it's, it's a limited type deal like how Dash was. But I mean, I don't know. It's a gambler's market when you're investing into these smaller altcoins. Like I told you guys, my personal beliefs are drawing me back into Bitcoin. Not drawing me back. I am back into Bitcoin now. I've already made those moves, but that I'm back into Bitcoin and I'm trying to stay there. I had been trying to read up on all of the different alts and understand them better because I had, taken the blind eye to them during the run up and tried to stay true to the core principles of Bitcoin and try to stay with those Bitcoin maximalist feelings. And then I tried to look back at them, and now I'm looking back at Bitcoin. It gets complicated, right? So as always, I just like to keep an open eye to the whole playing field here and see what's happening. But financially, Bitcoin's where it's at. Bitcoin's where I want to be. Not that I'm giving financial advice to anybody out there.
We just have Jim saying that we want FSU to win a title.
All right, you guys. Pile up any more questions or anything else you want to ask. Go right ahead in the chat. I'm going to go run through this end spiel. I'll stop back in and check out and see what you got with Samantha. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up, call you a show. There won't be anything tomorrow because the weekend. And I will see you Monday at 7:45 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. We got Altcoin Buzz Ladies gave us a confirmation. So she will be joining us next Saturday at 2 p.m. our time. It will be 7 p.m. London time. So that'll be awesome. I'll actually have somebody else out here to talk to me for a little while. You guys can go ahead and ask her some questions. You'll take care of that, right, Samantha?
Yeah.
Did you request the time at work today, or are you going to take care of that tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
We're going to have little Eugene fill in, or...
I'm going to try. I mean, I don't see why
we'll take care of it one way or another.
Someone will be here.
Somebody will take care of it, even if I have to read it myself.
Oh,
so if you guys want to ask her some questions, try to be nice, of course. We like to be courteous to the ladies, as always.
To everyone.
To everyone, but I mean... what else do we got going on? Nothing else. You guys, I want to hear if people have been liking these thumbnails. I've been trying on them. They've been getting better and better. You guys can come over and see the new one. It's Forrest Gump. I couldn't resist. I figured it'd just play into my name so well. I mean, and it was the whole box of chocolate thing. So I posted it on my Facebook. My family was laughing. They thought it was quite humorous. All right, you guys. I got all kinds of tools, links, and affiliation codes listed down there below for you guys to check out, help you figure out these cryptocurrency markets. You got to hit me up on the help desk. It's eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. If you want to come on the show, shoot me an email. Hit me up on Twitter. Like I said, a lot of people have been hitting me up on Twitter lately. It seems like a real easy way to get a hold of me. Over 1,100 followers on Twitter. That's a big plus. You can also follow me on Minds. I haven't been posting a lit, so I'm not going to keep reminding you. You got to come over to Steam. You got to check that one out. As I said, with the price being under $1, it's easy to start collecting them again. Fingers crossed that shoots up again. Good way to dollar cost average some Bitcoin. You know how I did that for, the 13-week payout? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a nice bonus to my Bitcoin savings there. What do we got in the chat, Samantha? Anything?
All right. Well, Nomadic Giant says, thumbnail his book. Ha ha. Because he's the writer of the book that he's literally read one chapter of the big one, and I don't even think you've started on the little one. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And then we have Paul Rouleau saying a portion of the dividends go back to Bitcoin, and then the other part goes into cold storage. And Swiggle Jason says, Tribe is EOS's new next best thing. We'll see if how it compares to Steemit. So it's one of the little
somebody
things.
was telling me, because EOS is one of those ones I'm kind of like, I try to keep an eye on it, but it's over here in the peripheral. I don't get a full glimpse at it. I know that I don't remember what his name was. There was someone who had switched over to EOS, and I had been meaning to talk with him and see if he wanted to come on the show. He used to be called the Bitcoin guy. All right, continuing on, I had went to go look into the social media, and I kept getting pulled into the wrong one. So remember the name of the one that he was talking about, because the one I kept finding was like ONU, and it was only for an app for the phone. It wasn't like you couldn't pull it up on a web page. And my phone's full. I can't get no more apps on that thing.
Swiggle Jason says Tribe, which is the one.
All right,
had
I will check that one out,
airdropped.
because people keep talking about how, YouTube isn't the greatest and it's a bad place, blah, 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 blah. Well, the flip side of the coin is that everyone's here on YouTube, but the downside is that they can pull your YouTube, right? I mean, that's why Ken Bozek kind of dropped off here on YouTube, is that he got hacked. And then after he got hacked, he had gotten flagged for calling out the scammer from Ethereum for the $20 million. They called it bullying. Well, I mean, that's why I'm on all the social medias at once, because that way, if you shut down my YouTube, you guys all know that you can still keep following me on Twitter. You can come over to DTube and Steam it. I'm there. I've started uploading a bit too, but I keep getting some error messages. I got to mess around with that one. It's hard to find time when you do this as a side project, not as a living. I wish I could get paid out of this, like crypto and crypto zombies and stuff like that. I mean, it would be amazing to do this full time. I love you guys. I love crypto. So
we'll get there.
All right. Yep. Slow and steady is the course.
Paul Rouleau says, love the thumbnails. Another donation is coming on Wednesday, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank
Please,
you.
the donation addresses are down below. Like I say, this, we're totally unsponsored. We're not taking anybody's money to do this. We're not selling no ICOs or anything like that. But I'd rather have you give to that EDC fund. I think that's going to be a great way. I'm thinking it as like a carbon offset, but for crypto. A lot of people are busy and have to go to work. So why not donate a couple dollars to the cause, and we'll get out there and do the legwork for you. And at the same time, when it gets dark, I'm not going to be trying to hand people flyers. So we'll be enjoying the show. And I got to thank you guys for that part of it. All right. As always, you guys, have a great weekend. Love each other. And remember to keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.